What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here. Welcome to our daily show where we discuss everything going on here in our country that you need to know about here on a daily basis. We got the midterm elections coming up here in less than, well, really just a few days here at this point. And let's talk about what the potential ramifications are going forward here and what kind of potential aid to Americans, potential stimulus going forward to Americans, and what could happen here going forward here. There's really a lot that is still going on here right now, and how this could affect benefits and what could happen here going forward here. So first, if you're new to our channel or if you haven't yet, make sure to click the subscribe button down below and then the bell icon that appears after you subscribe. Part of my daily mission here, by the way, that's completely free to do so. Part of our daily mission here is to keep you guys updated on everything going on here in our country on a daily basis. My wife and I do research every single day to keep you guys updated on everything going on here in our country and in Congress. And we will continue to keep you guys updated here. There's really a lot going on here. And what happens here with the midterms will affect things that will happen going forward with a lot of benefits. You got to remember here, there's really a lot that has happened here in this year and the last 2 years regarding stimulus type of programs. We have had 3 stimulus checks. We've had rent assistance, mortgage assistance, utility assistance. Just this year alone, we've had at least 33 states passing state stimulus checks, property tax rebates, inflation checks on the state level. Right now, we have California passing or actually sending out their state stimulus checks to 23 million people, up to $1,050. So that's a lot of people, 23 million people. And those are going out here all the way until the end of the year and actually into next year as well. And remember that the states got a large portion of this money from the American Rescue Plan, the last or the third stimulus check package that was passed by Congress. And $350 billion in money went to states. Okay. So that's states have gotten money from 2 main sources: $350 billion from the American Rescue Plan, and then also from state budget surpluses going out right now, or just kind of coming in right now, because unemployment is at a historic low. So unemployment actually ticked up here recently to 3.7%. It was as low as 3.5%. Now it's at 3.7%. Kind of shows here that the economy is just kind of really struggling right now. Okay, and with inflation at a 40-year high, interest rates going up here dramatically. We just had another 0.75% interest rate hike, which is really just kind of getting out of control at this point. It's just unbelievable. You know, credit card interest rates are already at the highest they have ever been in the history of the United States. And now they're going to be going even higher with this new interest rate hike. And we're probably going to be getting another interest rate hike in December, like literally next month. As if we haven't had enough already this year, they're going to probably do it again next month. It's like, when is enough enough? So I'll keep you up to date here on that as well. But so the states got a large portion of their money that are sending out these, inflation relief checks, these state stimulus checks, these property tax rebate checks. And I've, kind of kept you up to date here on all those. There's going to be more coming out here this year. Some states are still sending them out. There'll be more even next year. A lot of states have enough money to send out a whole new wave of state stimulus checks next year. That's really just one thing here. And then what type of federal relief we might see here next year as well. Because remember, like the most recent federal program going on right now is the Student Loan Forgiveness Program, which is going on for over 40 million Americans. The Supreme Court just ruled for the second time that no, they're not going to strike it down. And a Republican justice, actually, Amy Coney Barrett. My friend Lily wants to come say hi. Say hi, Lily. Amy Coney Barrett, a Trump appointee, a Republican, actually ruled that it should not be struck down. And right now it has um, a somewhat open path unless it gets challenged again or another lawsuit creeps up. 40 plus million Americans are looking to get $10 to $20,000 in student loan debt relief. And a lot of people are wondering what might the next program be? What do you think? What do you think, Lily? You always look so grumpy on camera. Now, remember that this student loan debt relief for over 40 million Americans of $10 to $20,000 was passed through executive order by the president. Okay. And that's going to start going into effect here very soon. I've done some recent videos on that. And, so remember that former President Donald Trump did an executive order for checks right before the 2020 election. And that was for 6 weeks of $300 checks for a total of $1,800, $2,400 if states kicked in their extra $100. So now we've had both presidents do executive orders to help out millions of Americans. There could be more executive orders coming for more groups of people. And remember that no matter what happens with this current election, whether Republicans take over control of the House or the Senate, or if Democrats maintain control of both or one House or the Senate, that the current Congress stays in there until January until January. So even if like the Republicans take over one or both, the current Congress stays in there until January, and then anybody who gets voted out has to leave in early January. Okay, so regardless of what happens, it's not like on November 8th, if they get voted out, they have to leave on November 8th or November 9th. They continue their term until early January. So Congress might say, hey, because of what happened with the election, we don't know. I mean, I'll keep you up to date here on what happens. They might say, okay, we got to hurry up and pass some stuff. There's multiple different things in Congress, like they are considering right now, potentially trying to get a deal done before the end of the year with the child tax credits to finish that up and get that done before the end of the year. Remember that if they don't pass that, instead of the $3,000 to $3,600, which is what they were last year per child. Remember, the monthly payments went out last year, and Republicans and Democrats haven't been able to come to an agreement this entire year. So the monthly checks have not gone out this entire year, and studies have shown that millions of children have gone back into poverty because those monthly checks haven't been there to be able to buy food for them and help pay rent for them, et cetera, et cetera. But there's a potential deal on the table between Republicans and Democrats where they could still pass it this year. Monthly checks won't happen because it's the end of the year, but it could still go back up to the $3,000, $3,600. You'll have to file a tax return to do it, even if you're not required to file taxes. You can still file taxes to claim the money. Remember that even last year, um, you had to file taxes to get the other half of the money because the monthly checks, monthly payments only went out for half the year. So you only got $1,500 to $1,800 depending on the age of your child. And the other $1,500 to $1,800 you had to file a tax return to get, or else you missed out on the other half of the money. So that's for 2021, you file it this year. So if you didn't file, make sure you probably do so. Again, it's not tax advice because I don't know everybody's specific situation, but you probably want to look into that because if you didn't file, you're probably missing out on $1,500 to $1,800 per child. And if they don't pass it this year, then it's going to go back down to $2,000 per child. So it's still going to be there. It's just not, it's going to be a lower amount. Okay. There was so much misinformation of people saying, why are they even passing this? It's always been there. Yes, it's always been there, the child tax credits, but it was a lower amount of $2,000, $3,000 or $3,600, $3,600 for children under the age of 6. $3,600 is much better than 2,000. The other one, the other big bill, or there's a lot of different things in Congress. Here is the raise for seniors of Social Security. I just did a recent video on that. I'll link you to that video here at the end of this video of raising Social Security benefits to $2,400. And there's also another bill in Congress of raising benefits for SSI to 100% of the poverty level, which would raise SSI benefits to, I don't remember the exact amount. I think it's $281 a month for SSI, 281 or something like that. Yeah, so there's several different bills here in Congress right now that could still be done here before the end of the year, or could be done with the new Congress. It could be done with Republicans or Democrats or a blend of the two. Remember here that when stimulus check 1 and stimulus check 2, or stimulus check package 1, stimulus check package 2 were passed, that was with a Republican Senate and a Democrat House. Okay. So Nancy Pelosi and the Democrats were in control of the House, and Mitch McConnell and Republicans were in control of the Senate. So they actually came together on a bipartisan manner and passed those. And honestly, a lot of people don't realize this. So everybody hears that Democrats are in control of the House and the Senate, but but 99.5% of bills, or 99.9% of bills, I don't know, you'd have to do the math, of bills actually need Republican support. Okay. And this is because the Democrats, the Senate right now is a 50-50 Senate. Okay. And you need 60 votes in the Senate to pass normal bills. Okay. So this means that pretty much any bill except for a reconciliation bill needs 60 votes. Okay. So right now it's a 50-50 Senate. The reason the Democrats have control of the Senate is because they have the tiebreaker vote. The tiebreaker always goes to whoever the vice president of the United States is, which right now is a Democrat. It's Kamala Harris, and it will remain a Democrat for the next 2 years, even if there was an impeachment or something like that. If there was an impeachment, Republicans have said that if they got control of the House and the Senate, that they would try an impeachment of Biden for this, that, and the other reason. We'll see if that happens. But even if something like that did happen, and if Biden did get impeached, Kamala Harris would become president. It's not like the Republicans then become president. Okay. And then there would be a new vice president. The Democrats still retain the presidency and the vice presidency. Okay. So in a 50-50 Senate, the Democrats control the presidency. They get the tiebreaker seat. Okay. And this is why for the Republicans to take over the Senate, they actually need to win 51 seats. And the Republicans the Republicans need to win 51 seats, and the Democrats only need to win 50 seats. Yeah, and you can see here, polling shows that most voters say economic concerns are top of mind. Things like abortion rights, women's rights, pro-choice, pro-life have kind of fallen down, as that's kind of become far away a little bit now in people's minds. Early voting and really gun safety and gun rights as well. Early vote totals point toward record-breaking turnout for midterm elections. Midterm turnout reaching a 40-year high in 2008 at 49% of a total voting age population. Early voting totals suggest that the number could be even higher in 2022, meaning that potentially 50% or more of everybody eligible to vote may be actually voting in this election. Wow. Another thing here is that 6 in 10 Americans worry about disinformation will influence midterm voting decisions, according to recent polls. Also, according to Politico forecasts, Politico's not partisan, they're not Republican, they're not Democrat. According to the most recent surveying of a multiple, they take kind of a all sorts of surveys and polling and add them up. The Senate remains almost a dead even toss up based on them, analyzing every single race here. The Senate could go either way. Remember, currently the Senate's a 50-50 race, but right now there's more Republican seats up for re-election, and the Republicans need to win 51 seats to win the Senate. Despite this, the Senate remains a toss-up. It could go either way. It's basically a 50-50 chance of being Republican or Democrat. The House leaning heavily towards being Republican. You can see the meter here. A heavy favored to become Republican. And a lot of this is because people see the inflation reports, see the economy, and weigh this on the Democrats in control of the House, the Senate, and the presidency. Think that this is the Democrats not doing a good job. You can let me know your thoughts on this, but this is what polling and this is what public sentiment is. This is what people are saying when they exit and give their polling results and give their opinions. This is what people are saying here. So, yeah, you can see that the House is likely leaning towards Republican. This doesn't mean it will happen, but this is what it is saying. Also, governors, uh, they predict that just barely, just slightly, that the majority of governors will be Democratic just by a very slight amount. So, yeah, I'll keep you up to date here on all this. Also, I wanted to show you this, which is going to be coming up here very soon. Pretty interesting. The return of the blood moon, which really is just a cool looking red moon. It's not necessarily something, you know, ominous, or, some people might think so, but it's really cool to see here. A total lunar eclipse will be visible around the world on Tuesday. You can see a picture of one of the previous ones here. This will be something to see here. I wanted to let you guys know about this ahead of time. Yeah, skywatchers on 4 continents will have the chance next week to catch the last total lunar eclipse for 3 years. It will occur on Tuesday with the moon set to turn blood red as it slips into the Earth's shadow. Um, just in time for, well, Halloween just ended, but it kind of gives you a last a last glimpse of what Halloween was like, right? The celestial show will be visible to viewers in North and Central America, Asia, Australia, and the Pacific Islands, and parts of South America. Lunar eclipses occur when the moon, the earth, and the sun are aligned, and the moon passes into the earth's shadow. Total lunar eclipses are sometimes known as blood moons because of the dramatic coloring caused by the Earth's atmosphere, which scatters light from the sun and brandishes it on the face of the moon. After this blood moon, the next total lunar eclipse will not occur again until March 14th, 2025. Yeah, and if you're in a cold climate, March 14th will be pretty cold. And 2025 is pretty far away. Also note that this will happen here. It will begin at 3:02 a.m. Eastern time, and totality will last from 5:17 a.m. until 6:42 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. During this time, the moon will appear copper red in color. Weather permitting, people in Hawaii and Alaska will have the chance to see every stage of sky watching as it unfolds. Unlike solar eclipses, a lunar eclipse can be viewed safely with the naked eye. You can use binoculars, telescopes for even more dramatic views. You don't need to use any special glasses. If you want to take a photo, use a camera or a tripod with exposures of at least several seconds. Yeah, so let me know in the comments if you end up viewing this here or if you get up that early. I definitely don't. Well, I don't know. Sometimes if I'm filming early or something like that, but it will definitely be pretty cool. Pretty cool. So don't forget to subscribe down below if you haven't yet and click the bell icon so you don't miss out on new videos. Remember that new videos come out here on our YouTube channel every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, don't forget to like and share these videos. This will help YouTube find new viewers for our audience and help get the message out here on our YouTube channel. Remember, part of my daily mission is to keep you updated on all these different programs and news that could bring you money and keep you up to date here on everything going on here on a daily basis. You can click here to watch my newest video, and you can click here to watch my newest video about checks that are going out to millions of Americans that you might not even know about. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.